Kraken Home Ice is sponsored by Primera Blue Cross, always in your corner.
The Seattle Kraken, the Calgary Flames, for the final time this season. McCann, they score! Beautiful setup. Jaden Schwartz. Cartier, he's in. He scores! Ty Cartier on a beautiful counterattack. Schwartz stopped twice. They score! Jordan Eberle. Captain Clutch comes through. Fourth and final meeting this season between the Seattle Kraken and the Edmonton Oilers. Borkowski. They score! What a finish! Jaden Schwartz. Schwartz scores again! How about that? Yanni Newman flinging at the goal. You never know. The first of two straight here at home against the Dallas Stars. Now McCann powers in. They score! It's L.A. Tolvanen with a prime finish.
The Kraken wrap up March with back-to-back home games against the Stars. Then it's on the road for their final road trip of the regular season. This team is still fighting to get as many points as possible. Welcome to Kraken Home Ice. On tonight's episode, Yanni Newman and the early success he's had since being called up from Coachella Valley. We talked to head coach Dan Bylsma about the recent stretch of games, and Riker Evans on how the support of his family contributes to the player and person he is today. On Tuesday, the Kraken wrapped up their road trip in Calgary. Down 1-0 in the second, Jaden Schwartz on the far post bangs in the puck to tie the game. Then, with a minute and a half left in the second period, Ty Cartier splits the defenders and snaps it home to put the Kraken up 2-1. Third period, the Flames come back to score 2. But the Kraken keep battling. They pull Joey Decord, and the extra attacker pays off. The puck slides around the crease before Jordan Eberle knocks it in to tie the game and send it to overtime. That's where the Flames go on to win it 4-3 in OT. Kraken bounce back Thursday with a dominant win against the Oilers. After a scoreless first period, the Kraken blow it open in the second. Jaden Schwartz scores Seattle's first 2 goals in a span of just over 2 minutes. The Kraken keep the pressure on. Adam Larson throws the puck on net. Yanni Newman with the redirection to make it 3-0 Seattle. Then, just 16 seconds later, Kaapo Kakko finds Matty Beniers for a goal. That sets a record for the fastest back-to-back goals in team history. The Kraken win it 6-1.
We just seemed to control it in the second period and kind of go wave after wave and made it hard on them. And I thought our speed and our forecheck and holding on to pucks is really good.
Yanni Newman is the youngest player on the bench, but since his call-up from Coachella Valley, he has been impressive. Brianna Vasquez talked to Newman about finding his place among the Kraken.
Larson now. How about that? Yanni Newman flinging at the goal. You never know.
Yanni Newman is the newest man on the roster. The 20-year-old went from the AHL
Newman one-timer score!
to scoring in his first NHL game to consistently contributing points.
This is always my dream. This is my best time of my life.
Newman's talent and size have been dangerous in the offensive zone. Since March 12th, he's had 3 goals and 3 assists. The transition from Coachella Valley to Seattle has been a quick one, but fairly simple for Yanni.
The system is same and everything is easy now. This is my first year, but every day is better.
With power and poise on the ice, he's earned a spot on the top line with Kaapo Kakko and Matty Beniers.
2 very good player, and about same also me. We are young guys, and me and Kaapo is Finnish, and talk it's easier to me, and it's been very great.
With help from fellow Finn Kaapo, Newman is working on becoming fluent in English.
I watching the series, the Netflix, and everything to English is. I want to speak better English every day.
He comes from a hockey-loving family. Newman is the third of 3 hockey-playing brothers.
My second brother, we play in the same team so many years, and of course it's helping a lot.
Growing up, soccer was Yanni's other sport, but after around 10 years of balancing both, he chose the ice.
Newman scores! Yanni Newman! Hello, 38!
I don't know, this feeling always better.
And his favorite footballer?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Next on Kraken Home Ice, we're talking to head coach Dan Bylsma about where his team has shown the most growth this season. Plus, we'll go off ice with Dan and talk baseball with the start of the new season. And Berkeley Catton had a standout season with the Spokane Chiefs. We're hearing from the Kraken prospect on his thoughts of the regular season. Stay with us.
Oh, there we go! Hey, let's go! Drop this one! Drop this one! Yeah! Come on! Get out of here, too! Come on! 88, you're caught!
Are you Joey Ice out there with the stop, baby? Hey, hey! Here we go, here we go!
Right wing over the blue line, Tolman and shoots!
As the Kraken wrap up March and close in on the end of the regular season, we talked to head coach Dan Bylsma about where this team has shown the most growth.
I think the last 18 games in particular, I think the team coming out of the break wanted to have a focus of playing their best game and doing it every night. And I've been pretty proud and pretty pleased with how the guys have played.
Eberle, he scores! That's hockey, baby!
And I get that message from outside, not from inside. Like asking people how we thought we played and how we're playing. It looks a little different. We're playing faster, we're playing more north, we're playing in more offensive zone, and we're doing it more consistently. I think we're playing defense quick and aggressive and trying to kill plays fast, quick and aggressively and get back to the other end of the rink. And that's showing up regardless who's in the lineup each and every night now. And that's I think that's a big part of growth for this team.
It's been fun to watch the improvement of this team for sure, and especially in the offensive end. When you tell you touches
part of the interview.
That's all right, more than welcome. When you look at some of the players, and some of the players that have really kind of stood out a little bit in the last few weeks, Yanni Newman's one of those guys. You bring in Finnish players, some other players from foreign countries. Is there a language barrier that you have to overcome as a coach, first of all, when you're trying to coach these players?
Yanni in particular came over last year, and immediately you want to establish if there is a language barrier and what he understands. And that's done on a personal level. But I was, with Yanni, early on, he answered a lot of questions, yes. Regardless of the answer, he nodded his head. But you need that open line of communication to establish what they do know, what they do understand, and then consistently use the same lines and the same verbiage and the same talk. I think even for Yanni, and he's well past it now, but having the other Finns on the team is a big part of the communication to him, because we say something to him, the Finns say something to him, he understands, he learns and grows, and he gets better, and we're all on the same page. That's a big part of it.
I would imagine there's an unspoken language too out there between the players, because you're playing hockey, and that's kind of the international language in its own, just playing the sport.
I think as fellow teammates and fellow coaches, we learn some of their words, their hockey words, and that helps them out. But it's the hockey language is shoot the puck, pass the puck. I'm here. If I've had other players in the past. We make up a new language halfway between Russian and English, and you come up with a new word, and that becomes part of the team lexicon.
And now they work it around the clock. Larson cross ice, they score!
All right, how about lastly, as we wrap it up, I'd like to take you off the ice. Baseball season opened up. Growing up, did you have a favorite team, and do you have some memories of going to a baseball ballpark?
Tigers, for certain, are my favorite team. Growing up all along, I probably have more baseball history in my brain than I do hockey history. I could give you the lineups for the Tigers in the 80s, from leadoff hitter to the ninth guy. Kurt Gibson and the Tigers in '84 are a particular memory. Going to the ballpark, Old Tiger Stadium, have a soft spot for Old Tiger Stadium. I had a couple unique seats. I didn't go very often, but I had a couple unique seats, and one of them was behind home plate, right behind one of the pillars in Tiger Stadium. So imagine watching the game with the pillar here and, leaning around the beauty of the old stadiums. And then the right field overhang in Old Tiger Stadium, Kurt Gibson being a right fielder. I got out there in right field to watch him, cheer him on, but you're in the overhang of Tiger Stadium, overhanging, the field, a unique aspect.
Yeah, I bet. That's very cool.
Friday was Team Picture Day. The Kraken hit the ice for their annual team photo at the Kraken Community Iceplex. Every year in the final stretch of the regular season, NHL teams bring together owners, management, coaches, players, and staff for a team photo. Even Buoy joined in on the fun. A big debate around Picture Day is whether to smile or not, and there were lots of smiling faces in this one. The Spokane Chiefs named forward Berkeley Catton one of their Players of the Year. The Kraken prospect finished the regular season with 38 goals, 71 assists, and 109 points. This is his second straight season with more than 100 points. Catton's 71 assists are the highest in a single season since 1993-94.
Being a leader is something I take lots of pride in, and that was kind of my goal this year, I think, was to be the captain of this team, and coming in here and getting named. It's different too with the whole new kind of coaching staff and everything, so even for them to see that in me right away, I took lots of pride in that. And then again, just leading by example, trying to be the hardest worker on the ice every day, and that's kind of how I lead. So
the Chiefs finished off the regular season last Saturday with a 4-3 win over their division rival Tri-City. They kicked off the first round of the Western Conference playoffs against the Vancouver Giants Friday. Ryker Evans was the Kraken's second ever draft pick, and now he's become a staple on the blue line. Ahead on Kraken Home Ice, how his family has helped Evans along his hockey journey. And caffeine is a staple in many people's routines, especially for hockey players. In this week's shootout, the players give us their go-to coffee orders.
Assist of the Week is sponsored by Primera Blue Cross, always in your corner.
Kakko, short side, held by Pickard. Benier scores!
The assist of the week goes to Kaapo Kakko. In the electric second period of Thursday's win over the Oilers, Kaapo's shot gets deflected off goalie Calvin Pickard. Then he gets it back and tosses it to Matty Beniers for Seattle's fourth goal of the game. Tuesday was a full circle moment for Ryker Evans. He played in his 100th NHL game in his hometown of Calgary. Piper Shaw has more on how Evans' hometown roots have helped him get to where he is today.
What a day, what a day.
The Kraken's first ever drafted and developed defenseman, Ryker Evans.
Ryker Evans on the ice right now, taking his rookie lap.
Is a homegrown product of his family's Calgary roots.
We're a very close family. Obviously, my parents are big supporters, and they've done everything possible to get me to where I am. We were always busy. My sister was in hockey, I was in hockey, so we were always on the go.
He was an honest kid and dedicated to whatever he tried and did, and he would be the one that he couldn't lie to save his life. So he was Mr. Honest.
Despite knowing that he wanted to be like the greats someday from a young age.
Age 9. Because he could see his hockey IQ.
My favorite player was Joe Sakic, and all I did was carry around a Joe Sakic card. I think then was like I wanted to play hockey, and I wanted to be an NHL player one day.
Ryker was often told that he didn't measure up.
He was always on the smaller side. I always got told he was too small.
So I was always a smaller kid growing up, like really small. Regina wouldn't let me sign in the Western Hockey League unless I was 150. So like I think I was 16 years old, and so like I wasn't even close to 150.
But after he was diagnosed with celiac disease.
It was a pretty big impact, actually. I wasn't able to get any of the proper nutrients from food, so I couldn't grow or gain weight.
He got really sick. We actually didn't know what was wrong. We were at a spring hockey tournament, and it was in Vancouver, and we finally had to take him to Vancouver Children's.
His first growth spurt began.
I think that was the biggest thing, was once we figured out that, and I was able to kind of figure out what I could eat so that I could grow. That helped out a lot. But like, it took a while. Like, obviously, like I still feel like I'm growing and finally gaining weight and stuff like that.
Luckily for Riker, his dad, Mike Evans, was able to help him grow on the ice. He's a former professional hockey player himself who owns and coaches at Core Power, a skating and skills program in Alberta.
Yeah, it helped a lot. The on-ice portion, I grew up skating with a bunch of NHL guys since I was like 10 years old, so that was fun. Guys from Calgary like Braden Point skated with my dad, Josh Morrissey, but it's just fun going out there, especially as a kid, like them welcoming you, because like who wants to have this little kid out there? But I guess it helped that my dad was the coach, so they couldn't really get mad at me. And like, especially in hockey, like he understands it, so he wasn't that crazy guy yelling at me in the car, because he understood it. Plus I can ask him questions and we can talk over different things, and then if I want to work on something, we'll do that.
Wearing his name well in the National Hockey League isn't just about representing the name Evans on his back. It's also about the name that fans have come to love. His middle name, Garth.
Garth? Anything?
He's named after my grandpa, so his great-grandpa. He was born on his birthday, and he was a huge NHL fan, so he'd be so honored that his name was being passed around in the Twitter world or whatever of NHL.
Obviously, you represent your name, and just being respectful and just showing your name well, I think is huge.
Through 195 games of junior hockey with the Regina Pats of the WHL, Riker put up 131 points, and after being named the Kraken's second draft pick, he joined their AHL affiliate, the Coachella Valley Firebirds, for the 2022 season.
Evans left circle, shoots, he scores!
A key part in Coachella Valley's early success, Riker was called up by the Seattle Kraken to make his NHL debut in December of 2023.
Obviously, it was pretty cool to live with a dream. To play. I mean, you got to know the guys a bit better, which was fun. Makes it a bit more comforting coming in now, knowing everyone.
Riker Evans has his first goal in the National Hockey League!
Riker Evans continues to raise his game and rise to the challenge.
I think it's just like not taking anything for granted.
Good play defensively by Evans.
Beautiful stick there by Riker.
Of defending the deep.
Coffee is a staple in Seattle and a huge part of the routine for many hockey players. In this week's shootout, the players share their go-to coffee orders.
From Starbucks, it's a nitro cold brew, vanilla sweet cream, Americano cream,
Latte, hot latte, black cold brew.
Coffee order, either just a plain latte or a vanilla latte.
I mean, I kind of switch it up. Sometimes just a black cold brew, sometimes I get like a little milk or something in it, but I mean, usually just kind of a black coffee or black cold brew.
You know how simple I am. Black coffee with cream.
I don't drink coffee. No caffeine for me. Just right here. Pure mental toughness and grit.
Everyone's favorite mascot wouldn't be the troll he is today without his right-hand woman. Next on Kraken Home Ice, we meet Buoy's helper. Tonight wasn't just the Kraken and the Stars, it was also mascot madness at Climate Pledge Arena. Everyone's favorite troll, Buoy, was joined by lots of local mascots. Joining the madness was Harry the Husky, Sammy the Sounder, and the Storm's Doppler. Fuego flew in from Coachella Valley, Blaze made the quick trip from Portland, and Carlton the Bear came all the way from Toronto. Friday, ahead of the madness at the arena, the mascots took over the Kraken Community Iceplex. Fans got to enjoy a fun night of skating with Buoy and all the other mascots. Everyone was sharpening their skills on the ice. And speaking of mascots, it might be one of the coolest jobs in the Northwest, an assistant to a troll, but not just any troll. Evening's Jim Dever introduces us to one of the Kraken's unsung heroes.
He's the Seattle Kraken's biggest star, a blue-haired bundle of energy, wheeling all over Climate Pledge Arena, sharing fist bumps, troll hugs, and joy. But look a little closer next time you hear Buoy banging his drum to kick off a hockey game, and you might see her. Haley Robinson, the woman behind the troll.
My official job title is mascot assistant, but I feel colloquially I like to use Buoy's best friend. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3. It's definitely not something that you think of as being a job.
3 years ago, Haley was a senior at the Cornish College of Arts. She applied for the job on a whim.
I never saw myself working in sports, but I was like, why not? I'll throw it out there. And then I talked to the game entertainment team that works for the Kraken, and I was like, oh, I really like these people. Their values really align with mine of like creating moments of joy and core memories, and here I am. Are you missing a tooth like Buoy now? Oh my goodness.
Being Buoy's bestie is hard work. Not because he's hard to work with, but because he's the hardest working troll in the world.
Typically, Buoy has seat visits to visit some specific fans. Sometimes he has a skit he has to do. Sometimes he has to join Angelica or Strawberry up on the deck for something.
Buoy even helps TV crews with lighting.
He always knows what people need from him, is my favorite thing about Buoy. He is really good at reading a room, which isn't something you would expect from a troll. Just sit here for the game, hang out with your new friend? Yeah.
The main job requirements for being Buoy's helper?
So you got to be able to be flexible and think quick on your feet, and also really dedicated to learning how to speak troll. Yeah, this job has made me bilingual. Yeah.
Buoy sums up this unsung hero's superpower best.
You want me to translate? Buoy. Buoy thinks that I'm a really hard worker and really dedicated, and he really appreciates that I'm really good at finding weird props for all of his crazy ideas. Cutie!
And Haley's favorite thing about her job?
Getting to hang out with the troll himself. He's my best friend.
On Friday, over 100 Kraken and Climate Pledge staff members from all areas of the organization volunteered at Food Lifeline. They helped sort and repack fresh fruits, vegetables, and tea for Food Lifeline's nearly 300 food bank partners across Western Washington. One Roof Foundation, the joint philanthropic arm of the team and arena, also made a $5,000 donation to Food Lifeline. Every year, the Kraken get together to volunteer in the community. Coach Dan Bausman's wife, Mary Beth, was one of the volunteers.
It's a testament to how proud we are as Kraken. I am part employee through my husband, but wanting to give back to the community. I think the Kraken organization is loved by the city of Seattle, and I couldn't do more to give back to the city because of that.
Coming up at Climate Pledge Arena, to kick off April, Papa Roach and Rise Against are performing on Tuesday. And next Saturday, Grammy Award-winning Puerto Rican singer Raul Alejandro is bringing his world tour to Seattle. As for the Kraken, they wrap up March on Monday with another home game against the Stars. Then the team heads out on its final road trip of the regular season. And that'll do it for this episode of Kraken Home Ice. Thank you for looking in. We'll see you next week.
Kraken Home Ice is sponsored by Primera Blue Cross.